Anyway, I was suggested this by one of my Patreons. Flip, you see him in the channel, in a comment section, in the comments or in the chat section. And when I talked about who was it, Sydney Watson, um, he suggested Daisy Cousens. Let's talk about Daisy Cousens. Now I saw a little bit of a time of her videos, and I, I really, I do this for my Patreons and viewers like you, and yeah, let's go. Oh, let's go.
We are about 2 weeks into 2021 and already it is just insane. I am sorry to all the people who were somehow expecting 2021 to just immediately and magically be better than 2020, but I think we all knew that that was not going to happen. Anyway, speaking of 2020, you may have noticed last year people making jokes that 2020 was the so-called darkest timeline. Now that's a reference to a really excellent little TV series called Community, which follows the antics of a group of friends at a community college in Colorado, I believe.
Okay. Stop with the preamble. Come on. We know that you have this script just written out. Like, not everybody has the patience or the time or the inclination to fucking just keep making anecdotes. Fuck, talk about why this is the darkest timeline.
There is an episode where one character, Abed, unironically states that another character, Jeff, is creating 6 different timelines by simply rolling a dice.
Okay. Starting on my left with 1, your number comes up, you go.
Just so you know, Jeff, you were not creating 6 different timelines.
Of course I am.
Okay.
The rest of the episode follows those 6 different timelines from the best timeline to the darkest timeline. Hence the joking around that 2020 was the darkest timeline, or to put it another way, the timeline of maximum chaos. So...
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I just noticed that she has a censored in the background. Again, 186K subscribers and almost 45 or 44,000 views, but she's being censored.
So considering the events of the past couple of weeks, plus the continuing COVID lockdowns, which we were told would have ended by now, I thought it would be fun to hypothesize what the darkest timeline really could be like if the start of 2021 is any indication of what is potentially to come. Now, I'm a naturally positive person, but...
You know why the COVID lockdowns keep happening? Because it's a fucking highly communicative disease. And motherfuckers don't want to fucking wear masks. Oh my god. Like, oh shit. Like, wear a mask, wash your hands, and don't touch your face. And I know I'm touching my face a lot because this shit is giving me cancer. But still, fuck. Let's continue.
Even for me, it's been a little bit difficult over the last couple of weeks to be positive. See, I can see the writing on the wall and I don't like what it says. But I do have a lot of faith in humanity and the ship may very well right itself before things really start to go down a dark path. But if not, well, it's important to mentally brace ourselves. So everyone here is my purely hypothetical, at least somewhat ironic, yet by some off chance frighteningly, potentially realistic, darkest timeline.
Okay.
On the timeline of maximum chaos, the Democrats' control of the executive, the House, and the Senate would result in Joe Biden's promised tax hikes to those earning over $400,000 a year, up to...
Wait. She's an Aussie. How does this... Bitcoin, of course, Bitcoin. Like, wait. I don't see a Patreon. Did she get kicked off of Patreon? Did she get kicked out of Patreon? Oh. Of course, she has in mind. Fucking, of course. Let's go.
To 62% in some states coming to fruition. Now, while all the little college commies will cheer this on as a way of sticking it to the 1%, this means that the rich and the super rich will simply find new tax havens like the Cayman Islands or Brunei to hide their money in and fruition.
Wait.
Now, while all the little college control of the executive, the House, and the Senate would result in Joe Biden's promised tax hikes to those earning over $400,000 a year, up to 62% in some states coming to fruition. Now, while all the little college commies will cheer this on as a way of sticking it to the 1%, this means that the rich and the super rich will simply find new tax havens like the Cayman Islands or Brunei to hide their money in and thus not end up paying those higher taxes.
So, okay, cool. Fuck, cool. You want to fucking do that? If you want to fucking find a way, the super rich and the filthy rich, you don't want to pay taxes? You don't want to pay business taxes? You want to pay personal taxes? Take your shit and get out of my motherfucking country. Take your shit and get out of my motherfucking country. You don't get no countries with the government no more. Outbacks learned about that shit recently, didn't they? Fuck that. No, fuck that. You don't get contracts with the government anymore. What? Oh, you don't want to pay those taxes? Oh, you know what? You know what happens too? You don't get business licenses either. Fuck it. And when you bring the motherfucking money back, guess what you're gonna pay? You're gonna pay a 50% tax on the shit that you bring back. What? I hear you complaining? What? You want it 60? Want it 70? Fuck these people. Let them run, but take all of their shit and go. They want to take their ball of their taxes and go home. Take all their shit, gym shoes and all.
That, or they'll just up and leave. They'll literally just take their families and their businesses and actually move to one of these tax havens like Bermuda, Monaco, the United Arab Emirates, the Bahamas, or for those who prefer snow and skiing to beach life, Andorra, where income tax rates are between 0 and 10%, so they don't have to subject their massive incomes to massive government leeching. And don't think they won't do it either. They will, and easily. In many of these tax havens, all you really have to do to obtain residency is invest a few $100,000s in property, which is chump change to this economic class.
Go. Bye. Au revoir. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Adios. Fuck. Go. But don't let the sun set on your ass or your business in my fucking country no more. Think I'm fucking playing with it? Don't let somebody like me get motherfucking power. Think I'm playing with it? Don't fucking darken my doorstep of my country no motherfucking more. But let's go.
Class. That's what you can do if you're really rich. Now, rich people pay a very large chunk of the income tax in the USA, about 45% in fact, which the radical left conveniently forgets. I mean, really, radicals should be thanking their lucky stars for rich people, not threatening them with the guillotine.
Wait. Peasants, I give you crumbs. Ooh. Your Highness, the people are crying out for bread. Why are they crying for bread? Let them eat brooch. Okay, fuck. Let them eat cake sounds better. The fuck? Like, did she just literally say that bullshit? That they should be happy? They should be happy? Wow. And when these motherfuckers where 6 motherfuckers have more wealth than the bottom 4 billion motherfuckers, fuck yes. You don't become an ethical billionaire. You can't get $1 billion ethically. But yeah, let's go.
So, without the millions and millions and billions of dollars in tax revenue from those earning very large incomes on the darkest timeline, the Harris-Biden administration won't have enough money to fund all those lovely progressive programs like Medicare for all and, of course, free college tuition. Not to mention the very basic things that governments fund like roads and hospitals and all the rest. So
wait, did she throw in the fucking roads and hospitals? America's infrastructure is fucked up. We get a fucking deal on our bridges or some waterways or some dams are in such bad condition that it is literally America's infrastructure is falling apart. And yes, Wajida is right. When you have 99% of the fucking money, oh, we pay 45% of the tax. You have 90% of the fucking money. So fuck you. Fuck. Ooh, okay, let's go.
They'll have no choice but to force massive taxes on those earning, say, $100,000 a year. And while earning $100K a year may seem like a lot of money to most of us, it does not stretch far if you have dependents. And
notice the shit that she just said. $100,000 is a lot of money to most of us. That is just implicitly implying, I have used that word wrong, that most people don't make that much money. What? No. Let's continue.
Mortgage or rent, and if a tax rate upwards of 50 or 60% is applied to those people, and maybe a similar number to those just below that income bracket, that is going to absolutely cripple the middle class in America.
So what they don't tell you is, when you hear that shit, is it's never a effective tax rate. So what they actually do is, what you see is, if the tax rate is at $100,000, you take 30%. It's for every dollar above that $100,000. So it's not as if the government comes in and says, "Oh, you made $100,000. We're gonna take 50% of that shit." No. They say, okay, at $100,000, we take 30% of the dollars you made above that. At $1 million, you take 50% of that, of every dollar you make above $1 million. That's how this shit works. And the fact is, this is the reason why we have a progressive tax code, because the tax brackets are different, and it actually works to help the poor a lot better than the shit that these people actually complain about. And Wajita, you're fucking wrong, man. We've never had a fucking middle class. It's been the owners and it's been the workers. We just had the workers a little bit more elevated in the past than we have now. But fuck. Hell, like, these people are just for so much rugged capitalism. Even if you just went to Keynesian economics right now, I would be like, this fucking country will be better. But okay, let's go. Oh, fucking muted.
Tax rate upwards of 50 or 60% is applied to those people, and maybe a similar number to those just below that income bracket, that is going to absolutely cripple the middle class in America. Life would be entirely unaffordable instead of only moderately unaffordable, and since those people aren't anywhere near...
Wait, like, she keeps throwing these fucking caveats out that she said, "Oh, not that bad, and they get worse if, like, we start taxing the rich." Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, am I the only one that's catching this shit?
They're rich enough to simply up and leave, this will inevitably lead to unpaid mortgages, school fees, and rent, thus leading to evictions and foreclosures, and eventually more poverty and homelessness, while creating a subclass of people earning about below $20K a year that are 100% dependent on the government for their survival.
Wait, how? Like, when these people talk about that they don't like AOC's tax plan, like, I don't think they know how taxes work. Like, yes, fuck. I just realized today that I got my W-2. Woohoo. But the way this shit works is that, again, just going back to explaining that progressive tax rate, the government is not going to come in and take, if you make, the government is not going to come in and say, okay, you make 50 grand and you have a marginal tax rate of, like, here, let's no, I can't pull that up. The way it works is, if you have several different tax brackets, you have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and 50,000. We're going to go like that. At 10,000, your tax liability is 0% of your income. At 20,000, it's 5% of your income. And so what happens is, at the 20,000, they take 5% of your income, and they say, okay, every dollar above 20,000 is 5%. So if you're making $1,000. If you're making $21,000, they take the 5% off of that $1,000, and then it goes up. Say if you're making $50,000, so at 20% is 5%. So they take they do 5% off of that every dollar above the 20,000. So that's 30,000. So 5% of the 30,000, and then at 30 is 10%. Then they do you at 50 again. So they go every dollar above the 30,000 mark. So that's another 20,000. So it gets to a lot of math, and I don't want to be complicated. So it's 5% and 20. It's 5% of 30,000, and then it's 10% of 20,000. And you add those two numbers together, and that's what you get the progressive tax bracket. But motherfuckers like this makes it seem like the government is going to come in and say, we want all of your money. And then they want to actually complain, they're going to make you dependent. Certain shit, the government should, I'm not even going to say that. Certain shit should be not be made for profit. Healthcare should not be a for-profit industry. Schools, when it's based on your ability to get a job, should not be a for-profit venture. Because what you want to do is encourage people to actually use the shit. But yeah, let's continue.
While this economic desecration goes on in the USA, the rest of the world will feel the fallout as the US economy tanks, small businesses fail to recover post-COVID because of monster taxes on their owners and the fact that nobody can actually afford to buy anything, and thus innovation grinds to a halt. This creates a second global financial crisis. And when I say post-COVID, guys, I don't actually mean post-COVID, because
notice she said second like, I'm catching all of this shit. Like, it's not just, and I'm not being pedantic, she knows some of the shit she is saying. Like, she's leading these people down a path that is just monstrous at best, dishonest at best, monstrous is worse, where she said, if you start taxing the rich people, then, like, the whole thing about innovation. Companies don't do innovation. The only thing that companies do for innovation is innovate how to get more money from people. Loot boxes is an innovation of how to get more money from people. Rebranding a fucking phone with just a new number with small changes is a way of, like, what's the difference between so many different iPhone generations? It's they put a different number on them. Planned obsolescence is innovation. Well, let's plan this shit to be not working out of 3 or 4 years. Like, this shit is the innovation. You know what was innovation that came at a loss of cost? The internet, space travel, the fucking COVID virus. The COVID vaccine is, it's innovation that they look to make a profit for, but some places are looking to just buy the shit and give it away. One of the most profound fucking vaccination that we've had, the polio vaccine, the shit that we're giving away to everybody across the world because polio fucking sucks, was developed by Dr. Salt, and all he cared about is making people better. But fuck, let's continue.
Politicians will soon have to fess up to the fact that while these lovely upcoming vaccines prevent the onset of symptoms, which is great, but there's not much evidence to suggest at the moment that they prevent transmission. So you'll end up with a whole lot of asymptomatic COVID cases running around, which I would have thought is perfectly fine. Surely it doesn't matter if you have it if you're not actually sick from it. However, after boxing themselves in for a year by being willing to die on the hill of eradication rather than suppression, politicians will be unable to put away their giant egos, and since there will still be lots of...
Nobody is saying the COVID vaccines that came out, they mitigate symptoms. They do mitigate symptoms. They don't stop the actual people from getting it. Just like the flu vaccine doesn't actually, in most cases, stop you from getting it. it gives you a dead form of the virus or a weakened form of the virus so your body can fight it off more effectively. That's what a lot of the vaccines are. It's just that nothing numbskulls don't understand the makeup of different virus vaccines and how they affect it. There are several different types of vaccines. And the one that they developed, the quick and dirty way, and I'll say quick and dirty because most vaccines take at least 18 months to actually be effective or to be developed, is to say, hey, let's lessen the symptoms and let's make sure that we can actually get this out in the most advantageous time. But Babby's first look into fucking vaccines, you're just not figuring this shit out? Fuck, let's continue.
Of cases floating around, even though nobody is actually sick or dying by this point, they will continue with COVID lockdowns, mask mandates, restrictions on gatherings, etc. Because they've made it very, very clear that asymptomatic COVID should still terrify the living daylights out of people, because what if you infect Granny and she hasn't had her second dose? As such, on the dark...
Oh my God. You know, there are actual cultures around the globe that actually care about getting other people sick. Like, you look at cultures like Japan or South Korea, where they actually have part of their culture is to wear masks when they're not feeling well. You notice it wasn't a big thing with them. And of course, I can already see some of the neckbeards talking about how, oh, they're just naturally subservient. Like, no, it's my freedom of expression doesn't extend to getting you fucking sick with what I'm sick with. But motherfuckers like this, like, oh, no, they just trying to lock us down. No, motherfucker. Oh. Nobody's trying to curtail your freedoms. But as it's been said, your freedom of speech stops at my nose. But let's continue.
Darkest timeline, in order for politicians to save face, the world will continue in and out of various lockdown states as well as enduring mask mandates. Except for China, they'll keep reaping the rewards of the desecration of Western economies along their quest to replace the USA as the great global superpower, aided and abetted by the Harris-Biden administration, of course.
It is in our self.
Wait. Oh my God. Okay. Maybe I don't understand this whole thing about being the biggest and bestest economy. But do these people, when they say this shit, understand that China has some real structural problems when it comes to the growth of their economy? Like, no lie, no bullshit. There are complete cities in China that the Chinese government has actually built that no one lives in. There are completely fabricated parts of China where it's like, oh, this is going to be a big economic boom and no one lives there. The growth, their GDP, that's at like 6% or 6.5%, people know that it's a fucking scam. But the only reason why that investors invested in it because they're looking for easy money, because capitalism. Fuck, like, I don't... Okay, let's continue.
Self-interest that China continue to prosper.
Now, before I say what I am about to say, I would like to make it very clear for any YouTube reviewers who are watching this video that I am not saying people should defy mask mandates or disobey lockdown laws or anything of the sort.
Oh, yeah, sure. That whole, you don't want to be censored shit, but you will fall in line when it comes to making your motherfucking money, won't you?
I am the furthest thing from a COVID denier. I know people who have had it, and a lot of them have really suffered. However, it is possible for two things to be true at once. And what is also true is that in addition to being an attempted health measure, lockdowns and mask mandates have the dual purpose of demoralizing, dehumanizing, and impoverishing the general public, thus making them more compliant and more readily dependent on the state. And on the darkest timeline, this hypothetical that I'm narrating, remember it is only a hypothetical, by the way, by preventing...
Yeah, hypothetical. You've been waxing lyrically for the last 6 minutes.
Preventing people not only from socializing, but from even engaging normally in public spaces with eye contact and facial expressions, thanks to mask mandates, politicians will first...
Wait, how does eye contact stop because you're wearing a mask? How? Okay.
Further deny people the necessary social interaction should keep them feeling happy and secure. Remember, humans are social creatures. We do not generally thrive in isolation. The added bonus for the political class of lockdowns and mask mandates is that they've made people wary of each other and prone to dobbing each other in for what previously would have been considered absurd transgressions, thus eroding any pre-COVID sense of community and solidarity that may remain.
The thing about tattling is, tattling's bad. Okay, because nobody likes a tattletale, okay?
As such, people will become more and more dependent on the reassuring message from the state that their sacrifice is saving lives and that the government is only doing this to keep you safe and that if we all just keep doing this, then COVID will disappear soon. And when that soon continues not to eventuate, politicians will continue to subtly shift the goalpost to prevent the
Okay, I'm fucking done. So, yeah. Like, this is the thing that I don't get with people. And like we saw it early with JP. It's that the government is so in control of you. The government is so fucking... we 1984 and shit like that. That you have channels openly disagreeing with it. You have channels that are like... And, like... I really want to actually do this because, like, I don't understand. Like, okay, let's do this. Spelled it wrong. Let's look up this shit because, like, this is. This is her use. This is a Wikipedia. Yeah, it like Vegeta says that this whole slippery slope bullshit, like. Like, really? Like, she doesn't have a YouTube Wikipedia page? There we go. Now this just brings up our YouTube channel. Okay. It's a political and cultural commentary and contributes on the Spectre.com, Sky News Australia. Like, she makes this video as if she's talking about she's living in the heart of the fucking US. And like this shit just like I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I ask you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. But like is this like the grifting is strong with these motherfuckers. Like I don't fucking get it. Like I don't. Just to purposely be dishonest. My brain doesn't work that way. And I just don't get it. I want to thank everybody who's watched, and please, like, just, and I want to say this because I'm signing off for the night. These people are fucking insane. How do you have such a big platform and talk about you're being censored? I just don't get it. It's playing to this victimization that you see so many people on the right wing actually have. And I'm sorry, I just, like, and I get it, like, fuck. You complain, well, you complain about a system as oppressing you. Yeah, but it's I don't think that the system is so fucking overwhelming that it's gonna crush me individually. No, I think I actually have the power to fucking change it. But these people bitch and moan about a fucking system of, oh, but they taking away my free speech, as if you don't have thousands of people listening to you. Fuck, give me a break. But anyway, speaking of break, guys, I want to thank everybody who's watched now. And just enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys on Friday at about 7 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. And have a good night. Peace.